Christopher Dorsey, aka BG, resides from the 13th Ward, New Orleans. BG would lose his father to gun violence at an early age. This would turn the young Christopher to the streets. Christopher had a gift. That gift was wordplay. The Hood Barber Stan would introduce Christopher to Brian Williams, aka Baby, an inspiring independent record label owner at the time. That label would be Cash Money Records. Christopher, who would be a young kid at the time, would go on to be featured on UNLV's album. He would later collaborate with Dwayne Carter, who we now know today as Lil Wayne, on the album The Bee Gees. Ultimately putting out a string of classic solo albums on the label, BG would drop Chopper City, It's All On You Volume 1, It's All On You Volume 2, Chopper City in the Ghetto, and Checkmate. BG would also be a member of the supergroup The Hot Boys, which released Get It How You Live, Guerrilla Warfare, and Let 'Em Burn, all under the Cash Money imprint. Somewhere between 2001 and 2002, BG would leave Cash Money Records and develop his own imprint, Chopper City Records. BG would struggle with addiction throughout his entire career, being arrested multiple times, building a fairly large felony jacket. BG would have a falling out with VL Mike, one of the artists on his label. Mike would drop several diss songs aimed at BG, even going far enough as to vlog in the streets of the NO. It wouldn't be long before VL Mike would meet his untimely demise. BG would go on to release Living Legend, Life After Cash Money, The Heart of the Streets Volume 1, The Heart of the Streets Volume 2, I Am What I Am, and Too Hood to Be Hollywood, all under his own imprint via Koch Records. Before the death of James Tapp, aka Soulja Slim, the two would release a classic mixtape for the streets. The year is 2009. BG had been arrested several times. BG was arrested by the NOPD in June and booked on drug charges. That summer, BG would be briefly held on an outstanding warrant from Texas. That case will be dropped a month later. BG was also arrested in March on drug charges in Jefferson Parish. Prosecutors would dismiss the case in August. BG would have a total of 3 felony drug charges between the years 2008 and 2009. The night of November 3rd, 2009, BG along with Damone Pollard, aka Moni, Gerard Fedderson, aka Fetty, and Walter Porter, aka Mooney, were all chilling at the D Shop in New Orleans East. BG, Mooney, and Moni were all strapped at the time. Unaware of their surroundings, Fetty would be the only one to spot the dicks staring at them from outside. Mooney would gather all of the tools, hop the gate behind the D Shop into the gas station parking lot. The plan was to pick Mooney up at the gas station and mash out. Walking out of the D Shop, BG, Moni, and Fetty would notice that the parking lot was swarming with them dicks. Not wanting Mooney to get caught, the 3 men would hop in the Chevy Tahoe and mash out. Mooney, who had been left at the gas station, would get away. Too concerned with the guns that they had on them, the men would totally forget about the tools that were in the truck. Fetty would hop on I-10, head for Uptown. Before they would get far, they would be pulled over by the NOPD. The guns would be found and they would all be arrested. The NOPD would find 3 guns along with loaded extendos. 2 of the guns came back as stolen. The Tahoe had been stolen from Alamo Rental. With both Jizzle and Fetty having prior convictions, they were conspired to have Moni, who had no convictions at the time, take the charge. Moni would sign an affidavit claiming the guns belonged to him. Unbeknownst to Moni, BG, and Fetty, Jizzle's jail phone conversation had been recorded. The feds would pick up the charges. Both Moni and Fetty would plead guilty, opening the door for charges to be put on BG. Moni would make a plea agreement for prosecutors and be sentenced to 2.5 years in the feds. Fetty, who will cooperate with the feds, will receive a 20-year sentence. The feds would attempt to link BG to Telly Hankton and Walter Porter using his videos and rap lyrics. Third had already been convicted for 1 murder and was serving a life sentence. NOPD was labeling Wild as public enemy number 1. Prosecutors were trying to slam Jizzle with 25 years. The feds would attempt to use BG's videos, I Ain't Telling, and Guilty by Association, in which Jizzle mentioned Mooney. Mooney even cameoed in the video. It is alleged that at the start of the I Ain't Telling video, BG and Hot will reenact reading the paperwork of Terrence Williams, aka Gangsta, who had cooperated with the government. Although discussing with BG's criminal past and current charges, the judge will not allow the videos to be used for giving BG more time. Judge Helen G. Berrigan will sentence BG to serve 168 months, 14 years in federal prison. BG pled guilty to 2 counts of being a felon in possession of a firearm and 1 count of participating in conspiracy to obstruct justice on December 7th of 2011. Without the benefit of a plea agreement. The judge would also order BG to be placed on 3 years of supervised probation upon his release. According to the indictment, BG, who had 3 prior felony drug convictions from 1998 through 2003, was in possession of a firearm between August 2009 and November 2nd, 2009, and again on November 3rd, 2009, counts 1 and 2. The indictment also charges BG with conspiring to obstruct justice with 2 other individuals, Gerard Fedderson, aka Fetty, and Demone Pollard, aka Moni. The indictment alleges that these 3 individuals conspired with each other to obstruct justice by getting Moni to sign a false affidavit saying that neither Fetty nor BG possessed the 3 firearms on November 3rd, 2009. BG will file for and be rejected compassionate release 3 times. The court cited misconduct as the reason for the decision. In July of 2022, Berman will pen a letter to the judge remarking on BG's possibilities to impact society if released early. The letter reads like this: BG is not only a generational artist, but he's got a platform and a chance to share his experience to better today's young men who need to hear what he has to say. When he is released, I know he will give back and use what he's gone through to help as many people as possible. Rumors will circulate of BG's release. There will be even a viral clip online of a dude that looks nothing like BG being released from prison. Social media onlookers would assume that it was Jizzle. Brian Williams, aka Beardman, would later visit BG in prison. The anticipation of BG's release would build as Baby would post multiple cryptic captions to his social media platform implying that BG would be home soon. BG's scheduled release date is 2024. It is rumored that BG will be home by July of this year, 2023.
Federal court today, Christopher Dorsey, better known as local rapper BG, pled guilty today to gun charges. Dorsey admitted that on 2 occasions, including on this YouTube video, he possessed guns, despite being a 3-time convicted felon. He also pled guilty to obstruction of justice for trying to get an associate to claim ownership of the guns. Dorsey will remain behind bars until his sentencing in March.
A New Orleans rapper has been sentenced to 14 years in prison for illegal possession of firearms and obstructing justice. Christopher Dorsey, also known as BG, was also sentenced to 3 years of supervised release by a federal judge. The 28-year-old pleaded guilty in December to being a felon with a firearm after being caught by the NOPD.